Hey there, this is Joe Techie. In this review, I'm going to talk a little bit about the comparison of both the Belkin QODE Ultimate Pro and the ZAGG Slim Book. Take a look at some of the other videos that I've created on both of these two models so you can get a good idea of its features and things like that. But I just wanted to cover in this video real quickly some of the highlights of what to expect with this keyboard, with both of these keyboards, and which one might you want to actually purchase for yourself. So a couple of the things I want to mention right off the bat is that let's compare both in terms of thickness. So you can see that they're roughly about the same thickness. Okay, it looks like the Belkin might just be a little bit thicker, but if we sat them on there flat, you know, they might be about the same, but they're roughly about the same. In terms of weight, they are actually almost the same. The Belkin weighs maybe just a few milligrams less. It's just under 2 pounds, where the ZAGG Slim Book is 2 pounds, and that's including the weight of the iPad as well. Now the Belkin is more of a folio style keyboard. Okay, so it opens up and it props up on the magnets, where the ZAGG Slim Book is more of a laptop style keyboard where it opens up and you have multiple viewing angles. Okay, with the Belkin you really just get two different viewing angles here with the two different magnet slots. So when your iPad's attached, it actually locks down on either one of those two. Both of them detach from the assembly that they come with. So this one detaches from the magnetic flap on the back, and you can take it off into tablet mode. This one also does the same thing, except it pops off from the bottom hinge area. Both of them can be put into book mode, where you can reverse it and put it backwards. Like in this case, I can flip it over like that and is now in book mode. I can do something similar with this one, except when I do that I actually have to flip it over this way. Actually with the whole case and all. It's a little bit more awkward to do it this way. It works well. The keyboard is actually not active when it's in this mode. It knows not to mess with the keys, so you won't be typing freely or anything like that if you happen to press some of the keys on accident. So that's a bonus. Now in terms of quality, actually there is another mode that is available for the Belkin, and that is the portrait mode. So you can put your portrait up like this in portrait mode, and that's one small downside that I believe that this ZAGG Slim Book does not have. It does not have the ability to lock down here into this type of mode, the portrait mode. However, that is personal preference. It depends on whether that is a feature that you really need or not. Now, given that this has the hinge that's a full swing up to 135-degree angle, you do get multiple viewing angles. As I mentioned, this one only has two. So you do get more of the laptop feel with the ZAGG. Now, in terms of build quality, the back cover on this is definitely much thicker. It's much more solid feeling than the ZAGG Slim Book's cover. And I'll show you that here. You'll notice the difference here is that it is extremely thin. The material is very, very thin here. The back cover, actually, what you're seeing right there is the back cover. It's pretty thick. A little thicker than I might have wanted, but that's okay because it's really designed to protect your iPad, and that's the whole idea behind it. This one is so thin that, you know, I could practically put my thumb through it. So they really made this thin. That's great, but they unfortunately compromised a little bit on making it not rigid enough to withstand the over time, you know, usage of it. And some of these cutouts will definitely break. I had one that already broke on me before. So pound for pound, I would have to say, in my opinion, and this is a difficult one because they both look great. They both have a very nice looking package. Which one of these two are the better ones? I'll have to leave that up to you. My personal opinion is they both have features that I like quite a bit. The Belkin seems to type just a little bit better. I like the key layout better on the ZAGG. They both are backlit keyboards. This one has variable lighting, this one does not. This one only has a single brightness. This one has a claim of a 2-year battery life, up to 2 years. This one has a 1-year battery life claim. They both seem to have about the same versatility in terms of being able to detach the back cover and having the back cover on there to begin with for the back protection. I think this one, I'm going to lean towards this one in terms of protection. If I would feel pretty confident that if I dropped this keyboard and all with the iPad in it, that the iPad would definitely survive the fall and not break as easily. Of course, it depends on how high. You know, if it fell off a table or a chair, I think it would probably survive the fall. If it fell off multiple story building, I wouldn't count on it surviving. I think this magnet feature here on the back is just a little on the weak side. I think they could have made this magnet just a little bit stronger, but overall it's not bad. I mean, it's for light office type use. I mean, you're just going to really use it for typing. You're not going to use it for for your bug out bag to figure out what kind of magnets you can use out in the wild in survival mode. So I definitely agree that they don't really need to be super strong. However, this one, the hinges, the way they designed the hinge and the magnets on this one, you can actually pick the entire thing up and it does not move. I mean, it literally will hold it, and that's a bonus. This one has a wobble feature that I really don't like at all. That kind of bugs me. When I'm tapping on the screen, it tends to wobble a lot. This one does not have that problem at all. When it's in the cover, it does not wobble. It's pretty solid and rigid, so that's also good. So pound for pound, all in all, price point, we're talking about a $130 keyboard here, and then the Belkin is a $150 keyboard. That's current pricing at the time of this video. I'm sure those prices will drop later on as time goes on. Since the iPad Air is so new, they're getting a pretty hefty price tag for some of these products. So in terms of which one is better than the other, it's very difficult to say because I really like the looks of the ZAGG, because it looks like a MacBook Air or MacBook Pro or something like that. So it's really difficult for me to distinguish the difference. I can say in terms of quality, the Belkin definitely wins in terms of quality. In terms of typing, they're both about the same in terms of typing. There are some slight minor differences. The keys are roughly about the same. The spacing is roughly about the same as well. I do prefer to have a dedicated row of function keys across the top like the ZAGG did. This one does not. It has a shared function key row. Those are all just small little trade-offs, and I think it's all really going to come down to personal preference. And also note that the Belkin does come in black. This one happens to be white. They both have an aluminum front here, and the back on the Belkin is also aluminum, where the back on this one is plastic. Not a big deal. I don't really have a preference on that personally. It doesn't matter to me. As long as it's durable, that's what I really care about. So all in all, I think it's going to come down to preference. I think the Belkin will win in terms of quality, and in terms of usability, perhaps the ZAGG. It's a really difficult one. I think honestly these two devices tie up in terms of their feature sets and what they have to offer. However, I would lean more towards the Belkin just because I feel it's going to be more sturdy and more rigid, and it's going to hold up better over the test of time as a year or two roll down the road and I'm still using this. I have a feeling this one's going to last me longer than this one, simply because of the back cover. I think the back cover was just too cheaply made. I could overlook the wobble, but the back cover being so cheap, when I open it up, it kind of pops out like that. I mean, it's easy to and then kind of flimsy. So when I'm opening it, you can see how it easily pops out just by me trying to open it up. It doesn't sit flush in here. If you push it in, it kind of pops back in and kind of comes out again. So there you have it. That's my opinion. You can take it with a grain of salt, or you can take it to the bank. Hopefully you found this useful, and it will hopefully help you with your buying decision on which product you would go for. As my particular choice will probably end up going with the Belkin. In this particular case, as far as comparing these two, there's also the Clamcase Pro, which is another similar type of keyboard that is comparable to the ZAGG, and I'm going to attempt to get my hands on one of those as well to do a review. So we'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned for up and coming reviews. Please make sure you like and subscribe as well so you can be notified once those reviews are available. Thanks and have a great day. Joe Techie out.